99 heat index values as high as 106. For KTUI, I'm Mark Perry.
KTUI time is 10:05, and the current temperature is 86 degrees.
I'm Sam Scott for KTUI.
Hey, good morning and welcome back. Here we are live at the White Mule Winery on the high plains of Gasconade County. A hot one we have coming our way today. 89 degrees here at airtime at the White Mule, and we have, there's clouds out there, and I guess they're all clouds. This week earlier, there was some smoke coming down here from Canada, of course, and it kind of hit New York for a while, and now it's kind of over the Midwest. I hope they get those fires out up there, because we don't want them putting ashes down here at all, or the smoke, either one. But wow, it is dry out. So I know we got 4th of July coming our way here. And we'll talk about it again, but you just got to be very, very careful at this time of the year. Even I quit bush hogging and even doing much in the field, because fearful what hit a rock or something and spark. And there, with the wind we've had the last couple of days, there just isn't no stopping it. So hey, good to have you along here this morning on KTUI 1560 AM, 94.1 FM. Possibly you're watching on Facebook Live. Have a busy morning this morning. Got a guest here from Special Services, Chris Shaw, who's going to talk about the Victorian Manor in Owensville and the services they provide, and also some upcoming events that we want to focus in on to get people involved. The Special Services, and we all are getting older. That's one blessing. But that means that sometimes we require extra services in regard to what we do and how we get done. Well, Victorian Manor is such a place that provides those services for you and make your quality of life a lot better. And we all have parents, or had parents, or getting to the age ourselves where our needs are great, and they're qualified in every respect to help people live a wonderful life in an environment that is very conducive, where you got fellowship with others and you got good meals and a good place to sleep. So we're glad that Chris is here to share some of those highlights with us as the morning goes on. And then we're going to spend some time here talking about the drought. We have a couple people from Beaufort Ag, ADM, and the manager at Beaufort Ag here this morning, and both Carl and Mike will be talking to us about an upcoming meeting here that we're going to have at the White Mule to talk about the drought and what we can do to maybe avert some of the crises that are occurring here throughout Missouri here. So first of all, Chris, welcome to the White Mule, and welcome to KTUI. Good to have you here this morning, and it's good to have you in our backyard to provide the services that you do.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to be here. Again, my name is Chris Shaw. I'm the community manager. I run and take care of the community at Victorian Place of Owensville. We have a classic charm of modern comforts that we combine and create exceptional lifestyles for our seniors at Victorian Place. Our living community sits upon expansive green spaces surrounded by vibrant trees and a large pond, which creates a perfect backdrop for socialization.
It does, yes.
We also are a licensed residential care community. We're located at 301 North 7th Street in Owensville. We're located right behind the 7th Street Tap and Grill. Victorian Place offers private suites consisting of spacious apartment setting with a bedroom living and a kitchenette, and we also offer semi-private rooms also.
Wow, you've got a lot of amenities there to offer to individuals, and it's a classy, nice place, as you said. It's a great drive-by, because I've driven by it. It's a beautiful place, and you could accentuate your setting with nature as you do, which is very nice without a doubt. So how long has Victorian Place been there about, Chris?
Victorian Place opened in 2004. It was Victorian Manor. AmeriCare Senior Living bought it in February 1st of 2013, and we've been in business with AmeriCare. It's been open for 20 years next year.
So it's been there a while, part of our
Yes, sir.
established community, and it's it's part of the things that make the quality of life in our area even better. Because a lot of times, if without those kind of facilities, wouldn't have a place for our relatives and our parents to go, and they would put us out of touch. A lot of times with our family. So those are absolutely positive things. And anybody that needs help, I'm sure you have staff there that is helpful, and with things that older people might need, medication kind of things and those things, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We offer 3 wholesome meals a day, assistance with personal care, but not limited to bathing, dressing, medication distribution, housekeeping, laundry services. We also have an extensive variety of activities which covers our 7 dimensions of wellness, which are the following: emotional, social, intellectual, spiritual, environmental, vocational, and physical. Also, we offer a Balance Academy program to help our seniors with fall reduction, and we offer that class to the public Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 9:30, and Tuesday and Fridays at 10:45, so we don't interrupt their bingo. But we offer
Bingo,
that,
that's a bingo.
that's a big thing. But we offer it to the public so they can come in, and if volunteers want to come and help lead that, we welcome that too.
That's awesome. Well, you've got a couple special things coming up here for the public is invited to, and you're going to highlight some things here at what date and let people come and have a look-see, correct?
Yes, sir. On August 9th, which is a Wednesday, from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., we are having an open house. We'll be giving door prizes out. You don't have to be present to win, but you can come and sign out, get a tour, see some of the things we have to offer at our community, and just check us out. Some people don't even know we're back there behind the, like I said, the 7th Street Tap and Grill. Some people don't even know we're back there.
I guarantee you that's exactly right, because if you're heading up 28, and you'll go right past the chemical plant and right through there, and unless you turn right, which very few people do, because there's very few other things right back there. There's Hazelman's, have a landscaping place back there, and there's several other things, but it's a quaint setting, out of the way. Probably don't hear no road traffic or anything back there. It's probably pretty awesome.
Yeah. We also have our chamber after hours coming up on September 14th from 5:30 to 7:30. We're going to be, serving some light cocktails and refreshments for people that want to come. And every entity in our departments will talk about all the jobs that we do. We'll have a little trivia about our Victorian Place, and we'll do a little PowerPoint presentation just to kind of show people what we do and what we have to offer.
Well, it's good to have you a part of our community, Chris, and I know people that work there, and it's just the caregivers in our area. I've said it before. I think one of the big things in regard to where we are is the caregivers that are out there, because it'd be unusual in a community as ours to not know, a lot of the people firsthand that are in those facilities, as well as those that work there. And, that provides a higher level of care, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? When you have a personal stake in that, or these people, or their families, they're just what small communities are about.
Also, upcoming, we do have longevity employees and caregivers that work for our community, anywhere range from 1 year to almost 20 years. We have our staff is full. Our staff are treated with the home like atmosphere, our hometown hospitality. Our caregivers, we treat our caregivers well.
Do you have a Facebook page or anything?
Yes, sir. We have a Victorian Place of Owensville Residential Care by AmeriCare.
Okay, so check it out on Facebook. put the date down. Again, those dates for the meetings are
August 9th, open house. September 14th, chamber after hours.
so chamber after hours and August the 14th.
9th.
August 9th, I'm sorry. So
okay.
write that down, and I'm sure that'll be in the paper. You know, if you get it back here, we'll highlight that again before that time, so people will know.
And if I could add one more thing.
Sure.
We always are looking for volunteers. Anybody that would like to do entertainment, just come do stuff with our residents. If you play an instrument, you do a craft, or you just want to come do anything with seniors, we're always looking for volunteers.
Great, Chris. Well, I appreciate you being here today, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Look forward to having you back here down the road, and we'll keep you posted. You keep us posted in regard to your event coming up, and we'll try to highlight it again a little bit right before the events occur.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Chris Shaw from Victorian Place, and another great part of our community, and another service that we are very, very happy to have in our area here. So Gracie's going to take, we're going to take a little break here on KTUI 1560 AM, 94.1 FM, or Facebook Live. And we're going to get ready for our next guest, which is coming up here. Mike Homer from Buford Ag will be here, and then Coral Shore, who I know from a previous engagement or two. And of course, I talk with Mike several times a week sometimes in regard to our feed needs, so, and other particular things that we're working on. So Gracie, get us up to speed on what's going on this weekend, and
Yes.
We'll bring our other guest in.
The 75th Bell Fair is going on this weekend. They kicked that off yesterday evening, I guess, and then this tonight. They will have the motocross starting at 7:30. Main stage is Don Hayes from 7 until 10. Tomorrow they will have the antique tractor pull that will begin at 7, and then main stage they'll have center stage starting from 7 until 11. Saturday they will have the famous Kingsford Cook-Off starting at 10 a.m. and then the Derby will take place starting at 7 that night as well. And on the main stage is the big rigs for entertainment. And that's at the Bell Fair.
Are you taking Sawyer?
Possibly, we'll see.
Possibly. You know,
Maybe Saturday. It's supposed to be a little cooler, I think. So
has she been to a fair yet?
she's been to plenty fairs.
She's been to plenty of fairs.
Oh yeah, she's a fair girl. And I believe as of right now, the Owensville Community Picnic and Fireworks is still on for this Friday, tomorrow, June 30th. That's at Memorial Park in Owensville. They will have the flag raising ceremony at 5:30, food and refreshments, beer garden. Children's events will be held on the Ball Diamond, and then I suppose fireworks will begin at dark.
You know, I know that several fireworks have been canceled. I mean, I guess that, you know, if it starts raining, you know, this afternoon, then they might put it back on. So keep in tune to KTUI or your local paper or Facebook. If they're on, you'll know it.
I think they already have Rosebuds rescheduled for September.
Okay,
So
and so it's going to be hot, probably going to be hot. And Lost Valley, I haven't heard yet if they are, if they're not. But anyway, it'll be maybe a little subdued 4th. But I appreciate people, you know, being careful. You know, Owensville, you know, it's kind of a different kind of situation, but. You know, they got the fire department right there. They're in town. They got water everywhere they need. You know, those are, you know, the things that, you know, a lot of places don't have. If you're out on a farm or if you are out here in the country and you can look around the White Mule here and you can see fireworks going up, you know, a lot of weekends before and after. But please, be careful with that, and honestly, just don't do it in the rural areas because it's so dry right now that I'm not even bush hogging. I'm just concerned that you know, I'll hit a rock or something, and you know, it wouldn't take much because the tender out there is tender. you know,
Yeah.
and it's full of fire. Gentlemen, good for you to be here this morning. Carl, we go back a little ways. You know, you were here, you reminded me with
Yeah.
Bill a couple of years back,
A few
2018.
years, the last drought that we had.
Have you seen Bill lately?
Yes, I talked to him yesterday. You know what he said? He
No.
retired last year. Don't
Yes.
know that. But he said, hey, I'd love to talk, but my grandkid's here and they want a four-wheeler ride, so I'll talk to you later.
Got his priorities.
He does.
Yeah.
Absolutely does. He is enjoying retirement.
Well, that's fantastic. You know,
Yeah,
don't-
2018, about this time. It's probably July.
You know, Mike, good to have you
Thank you.
here,
Thanks for having
and appreciate everything you do for us in the community. You know, Buford Ag has come a long way, you know, and got a growing business there that, you know, gives a lot of the rural community what they need. And, you know, we start doing business down in that area there because we
Yep.
have the Lion store there, and I will tell you that they have went out of their way, okay?
Well, we
And
appreciate
everybody
everything
that
you guys do.
I have ever talked with, go out of your way. And it's handy for us. We still do business at, you know, MFA and, you know, other places around. But you're handling the right product for us, which is from Carl ADM, which IE
Yeah.
is my old alma mater because, you know, ADM bought Mormons out many years ago, but I still got it in my blood to some degree, and you know, I
And
still,
still remember many of the product numbers when you call me.
you know, I do, and actually, I looked at our old beef book last night
Yeah.
because we were looking at. My son asked me about you know, cottonseed hulls. We don't have many of them around, but he was going down south. He's in the banking business. He was going down south Missouri and talking down there. He's a lender, but he was just saying, you know, how about this? Would that work? And I said it probably would. All commodities will work to some
Yeah.
degree, but
Yeah.
you just got to watch freight and all the other things when you get
Yeah.
something like that. But gentlemen, it is a time for ingenuity. It is a
Yes,
time
very
to
much
think
so.
outside the box on how we're going to, and don't misunderstand me. I'm optimistic about what, you know, what the cattle market and what's ahead of us. But it's not going to be an easy cakewalk to get where we need to go. This market is high, you know, there's no doubt, but we got to figure out how to survive, you know, this next year or two. I hate to put it that bluntly, but
Yeah.
that's about the matter of fact. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Well, you look at Texas, right? They liquidated their cows. Oklahoma was dry this time last year. Nebraska's been dry. And guys, you go out towards Boonville, they're still dry. This is their second year, so they're running out of water. And so when you say survive, yeah, that's exactly right. Whatever it takes.
What-
And there's options out there.
Absolutely, and we're going to discuss those options a little bit today, but the main thing we want to do is get the word out that we're going to have a meeting here July the 7th. July the 7th around noonish,
11:30 is what we got.
11:30,
People start
and
coming.
Grace is going to feed us, right?
I will do that, yes.
That's kind of important around here, Carl and Mike, you know, that's kind of what we do here. But we're going to talk about, you know, different strategies at that point about what we can do and what services you all do. But really, as much as anything, be here to talk with each other because more information is transferred between farmer to farmer,
Yeah.
you know, that is helpful and between companies and farmers because, you know, somebody has been through all of this before, including myself.
Correct.
Not that we particularly like it,
Yeah.
Mike, but it's part of who we are. And 18 was dry. Nothing like what we're looking at in front of us today, though. As far
correct.
it's earlier, and our big thing, in my opinion, is the first cutting hay is
About 50% is, for everybody that we've talked to, the end product was about 50% from what it typically is. And that varied from field to field. Some yielded good, some were horrible, but the overall, everybody's telling me about 50%, and that's about what mine was too, so.
well. I will tell you, ours is less than that. And,
Yours is?
it's just, it's probably around 30%, which is, kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, last year at this time, we had, around 800 bales, made up of where we are, and we got 204 or something.
Really?
It's
Wow.
not good. I mean,
That makes you nervous?
you know
Not
what?
yet.
It's making Gracie nervous.
Okay.
Only because I have to hear it all the time.
Yeah.
When you're knocking 70, you've seen it. You're gonna, we're gonna have to change some things that we're doing.
Yeah.
But I still plan on being, and doing what we're doing as far as the big picture. What we do in the next year is all up to what we can get figured
Yeah,
out,
there could be a lot of
at this
change.
juncture.
Yeah.
It's a moving thing. I will just tell you that with hay going for, you look at Facebook, I don't care. It's between 80, decent hay, between 80 and 130, 40 bucks a bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gracie might want to buy, and I would buy if I only needed 20 or 30% of the need. But when you need 70%,
Yeah.
It's a lot.
we're 1,000 bales short, you know what I'm saying, as far as what we kind of need. So we're going to have to be creative. We're going to have to think about what we do here and hope for some elongated pasture, and some fall rains to help us, because our fertility is there. We've got, that's there, and it's wanting to grow, but it just needs water. So what are you guys going to talk about, when, okay, let's talk about this just a little bit, because not only you will be here, but also the USDA, correct?
Yep, correct. Hannah Tomachek's going to be here, and she said she was going to talk for probably about 15 minutes or so, and just kind of explain everything out on what counties. I know Gasconade County, you guys already are declared, drought. Franklin County, not yet. But she's going to just kind of explain a little bit and go over some of those things for Gasconade, I think, and Franklin, and why one county is and the other isn't. So,
Yeah, for people that don't know, whenever you get to drought 3 or D3 they call it, then there's government subsidies or government assistance that kicks in. And so if you've got a cow calf or cows or weaned calves over 500 pounds, there's a program that's based on that. That's your pasture acres and number of head.
And, let's go back to 2018, because I looked back at the numbers here, with those that qualified in 2018. I think, in the parts of Gasconade County that were qualified, at that time, it's based on how much you're short, basically, what, and how much they're going to help you for how many months. I mean, it's all into a formula. But I think the average cow, they told me from the office, brought in like $47 or something like that qualified, which, don't misunderstand me as a help. There's no doubt about it, but I told Woody, my son, the banker, I said, will $50 help us?
Right. Yeah. Half a bale of hay.
He said,
That might
not
get
too
your
much,
baby
Dad,
strong.
you better get to work.
Yeah.
So, they'll be there. They're a great resource, and we'll utilize them, and that might not be anywhere close to the program that it is today.
Yeah, she didn't really say what the programs were, and some of that is still, I think, undetermined. They have to evaluate the whole situation and like you said, it varies throughout the county and from county to county. So, but it's definitely, everybody is plenty of dry for sure.
Let's just talk about some of the alternatives, that are out there other than hay. I just had some corn laid in, because I had to start shoveling.
Yeah.
Other boys had to start.
It's about like this today. It's the last.
I wanted to wait a while, but because I thought it might be going down. But what is the average price of corn right now in our area for?
In our area, around 15 cents a pound.
Okay. So that's $7 a bushel, give or take.
Give or take.
Give or
It's
take,
it's varying.
Yeah. So, but still, you got to sharpen your pencil, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you guys do.
Yeah.
You find solutions that are there. In a lot of aspects, 5 or 6 pounds of grain a day will take care of a lot of hay loss.
That's right.
For the cows, depending upon what stage they're in, correct?
Yep, that's right.
Our protein blocks go a long way, or tubs go a long way here. Getting that 20 or 30% out, extra, you know what I'm saying, out of your forages. We used to say that. Is that still right, guys?
Yeah, no, that's right. If you feed some protein
If you feed the
with
protein
hay,
allowed, you
or
know.
with brown grass, then you can stretch your hay. So that's the difference in 18 and now. Is in 18 we had some grass early and
Yeah.
it just dried up. This year we never got the growth early, so there's less out there. So the two strategies on drought is, well, one, you want better fiber digestion from the drought pastures. The other one is you have to supplement forages or supplement corn or something else for the cattle to eat. And this year we're in the latter.
We are. There's
So
no question about it all. So, I mean, that requires a whole different thinking.
yeah,
Right now, we've got calves in the lot at home, you might have seen.
Yep.
That we are dry lotting, that would normally, which would be like fall calving, you know, from last year. And, you know, we had them out on grass for a little while, and guess what? They didn't do nothing, you know what I'm saying? And then, other than have some eye problems, you know, in them.
That's
Yeah.
trouble for everyone this
Yeah.
year.
You know, it's just out there, it goes kind of with the cattle business, but we've now got them, and, I mean, we do farm the table here,
Yep.
but our cattle are experiencing hay field to the feedlot. You know,
Yeah.
we're baling hay and bringing a few bales in, but to give you an idea, we're on, from Beaufort, we're on a mix, you know, that is, you know, kind of balanced and doing whatever with corn and some other products there, and we're feeding about, I don't know what the boys are on, probably 8 to 10 pounds of that a day
Yep.
right now. And, you know, I just noticed yesterday of this, hey, there's like 50 in that group, and they're going through maybe not quite a bale a day with this ration. So that, for
It's
44 heads, is gonna stretch this out, and I would expect that we should be gaining, you know, at this ration, somewhere around 2 pounds a day, am I right?
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah,
That's what we're hoping for. And like you said, it's stretching the hay out, so.
it is stretching the hay out, and they ain't doing anything on grass, and it's
Yep.
saving that grass out there, you know, for keeping the cow herd, you know,
Correct.
because
That's right.
at this marketplace, okay, where we are today, it is economically conducive to feed other things other than forage to make an opportunity to pay the bills. Am I right?
that's right.
Correct.
Well, the market is the highest it's ever been. And so you don't want to sell something when you're going to make the most money that you ever could have. And I understand the hay situation, but there's other substitutes to that. And that's what we need to explore and see if it works for your operation. And most of it, I promise you I work for ADM, but I don't sell any of it. This is just things that I've learned from other guys that have gotten by, just like you were talking about. And so it works, and it,
And we need to hold on to this economy, right?
Yeah.
We need to hold on to this Missouri economy. 2 million cows, it used to be, I ain't studied it in a while, but 2
Yeah.
million cows based in the state of Missouri. The implications through rural Missouri by culling 20, 30, even more percent of those cows is not good.
no.
No.
You know, and those are things that we have to hold on to and save and work diligently to, you know, keep those cows here, because, you know, you drove by a lot of people that are depending upon the farmers just getting here, both of you today.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, the equipment people, you know,
Yep.
we the restaurant people, the feed, you know, people, but it goes a lot deeper than that, you know, all the manufacturing and the fencing, and it goes on and on and on and on, you know, and,
You also got to think about your turnaround on how long it's going to take before that cow that was shipped till a replacement heifer comes in, that you get that first calf out. It's
Yeah.
not a quick turnaround process.
so,
All the cows that are going to market now, it doesn't matter if they're bred or not, are just making hamburger.
talked with Bev Shear, who's at Disson.
Yep.
You know, they haul a lot of cows, and she said, Charlie, the amount of second stage preg cows that are hitting into the kill floor is amazing. So
Yeah.
that taking care of 2 at 1.
Yes.
You know, think
Yes.
about that. But the market is high. The cows are in decent shape. They're bringing the money. And the big question is, when you talk about locally, do you have any customers buying cows right now? I mean, there's always a few.
There's very few. They're not buying any large quantities, I promise you that, you know.
But they got extra hay or whatever. But
Yeah.
you know, your area is deficit. Just so you guys know, there's less cows now than
Yes.
you know in the area as a whole.
Well, that's kind of scary too, because you get some of these older farmers and they get rid of their cows. They may not get them back in 2 years when prices are normalized again.
You know what?
So-
And that is the $64,000 billion question.
Yeah.
We had a guy, Barry Berger, who's I seen last week, and Barry grew up right here. He went to Mizzou. He's run slaughter plants, you know, for Hunter back when Hunter and made hot dogs and those things when he was doing that. To Tyson, to JBS. You know, now he's in Emporia, Kansas, running that. He's a big time player, and I just said, Barry, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? And my bottom line question is, who is going to supply, you know, these cows these calves as the future goes on? He said, Charlie, that question is being asked in every feedlot, in everybody across this Midwest on where are we going to get the sustainability we need from the cattle, because, you know, even though the prices are high, guys, for a young man to go out and risk, those things that have to be risked, it's pretty tremendous, you know.
It would be very hard right now. So I buy feeders and we fatten them out and send them, you know, with Deb's marketing group, and you know, the money's been pretty good, but to go out and start a cow herd and then not have a calf for 12 months or 18 months or eat something to sell for 2 years.
Except for Gracie, because I'm going to sell her.
That second term cow.
We actually, we fed Gracie's deer plot in her house because it hasn't been pastured for a couple of years, and there was a great bedding area, and I said, Ben, Grace, we're going to take care of your deer hunting this year, and we turned the cows in on it. So, first of all, the big point, I think, gentlemen, is that, this is just my opinion, okay, but you guys reiterate this. Keeping on to these calves is semi-profitable at this juncture.
Yes.
They're profitable.
They're
profitable if you got the right thing. If you're doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying? If you're willy-nilly, you know, buying $150 hay, wasting a lot of that, you know, not so good.
You're not going to get the gain out of it.
No, so you have to have a program to do that.
Correct.
And you just can't run them out on grass and make that happen.
To gain the 2 pounds a day, it's not going to happen.
Right. So, you know, those are good things that, you know, is easy to supplement. You save your forages to some degree. The cow herd gets to be harder, okay? Our spring calvers, me and Gus have been talking about what to do with these spring cows. I mean, even though we got the best of the best of the best, you know, Gracie's got some cold cows. She should have been maybe culling a few of them as time went on, you know. And we are getting disciplined in that. You know, if they're open, they're out. You know, we are. But that said, you know, that's the only level we're on, and we probably need weights and calving dates, huge. You know, we're at a 60 to 80 day, you know what I'm saying? But 60 is what we're shooting for, and that's where we're going to be this year. Probably pulling the bulls at 50 or 60 days. That's it. Okay, and then we're going to preg check them. And, you know, that will pull everything up, correct? You know, everything that's open then is going to go on the truck.
No, it's not a year for second chances on them, you know.
We can't afford it.
If they're open,
That's a
No,
decent
that's
strategy,
right.
right?
Yes.
You know, and, you know, preg check, pull the bulls, we made the 12th, so,
Yeah.
you know, next week, you know what I'm saying, or so, pull the bulls out, wait, you know, 20, 30 days, whatever your vet is comfortable with, and then make a call on those cows. So, you know, expect to be 20% open, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But that's an
Probably.
easy decision, right?
That's an easy way of eliminating some feed on the ground
And then,
to line up on the pasture.
and then we're gonna wean the calves at the same time.
Okay.
You know what I'm
What are they
saying?
gonna weigh?
Huh?
What are they gonna weigh?
Not very much, you know?
250 pounds?
Oh,
300?
they'll weigh better than that. I looked at them yesterday, and to
Okay.
be quite honest with you, I mean, we've had eye issues or whatever, but this grass, and we're rotating a lot, okay?
Yeah, okay.
This grass, to be quite honest, is not feeding as bad as I thought it would.
Yeah.
You know,
Good.
it's highly dense,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's highly dry, but the cattle seem satisfied, and the calves are not looking that bad. They're shelly,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm
sure.
saying? They don't weigh a whole lot, but you know, they're not looking that bad because we're trying to keep what we can. And you know, the other thing that surprises me, gentlemen, is if your fertility is there and you continue to move those cows every week or so and let that grass rest, it pulling some, you know, it pulling some moisture, that
Yeah.
cool season grass that got a root system.
Yeah.
If there's any moisture there, it'll stay on, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Give it a chance to rest.
Yeah.
It'll keep going. No, my point was, you know, how much smaller is the calves this year versus the normal weaning?
Oh,
A couple 100 pounds,
Yeah.
150 pounds. Well, it doesn't take that much feed to get them to 500 pounds to sell the same thing,
no.
right? But they're
A lot of
worth more
buckets
this
though,
year.
Grace.
I mean, but they're worth that much more this year. You can pay for the feed and then still make more money than you did last year.
And then you do a lot of other things. You
Absolutely.
take those cows out and you sell those
Yeah.
open cows, okay?
Correct.
You get you some income that you're gonna need here, okay? You hold on to them calves maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And, you know, you'll have some income next year.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe the year after if you, you know,
Right.
if you wanna finish them out or do whatever, and it puts you in a better position, correct?
Yep.
To
Yeah.
replace them, or keep all these little bitty heifers. Sell them cows,
Yeah.
keep all these great heifers, you know, that are here, that are weaned at 350 pounds. Sell those cows, maybe, I'm just
Yeah.
throwing stuff out, but
Oh, you can buy those little calves at pretty cheap right now. They might be $3 a pound, but they only weigh 300 pounds.
yeah.
So that's pretty reasonable. And like I said, the feed is not that. Feed doesn't cost anything to get them bigger. So there's a lot of
For
options.
what you'll get out of it.
Oh, I ran the numbers. I had, you know, 2 guys asked today about feeding 250-pound calves because they're going to wean them early. That's their first thing.
Right.
They called. Now we're going to wean early, and we'll move on from there. And I'm like, yeah, don't sell them now.
Is Frank
Feed 'em.
doing that?
No, so you wouldn't believe this, but Bill finishes his cattle now. So he takes them to a fella up in Moberly, Missouri, and that's where they are. And whenever he runs out of grass, like now, he pulled his backgrounders. He pulled them off the grass and sent them feed yard last week. So
Bill,
he figured out a way.
keeps a sharp pencil.
And he does. He knows I need the grass. I'm not feeding them. So he's going to let that other guy feed them, and he's doing a good job. Can do it cheaper than Bill could, anyways. So.
Well, I mean, we're talking a lot of different things here,
Yeah.
but the big picture, that's some of the things we're kind of looking at. And remember, gentlemen and ladies, the ladies, you remember that if you call these cows, you know, and you've got, you know, some income coming in, you better have a strategy for that too.
That's right.
Because you might be able to buy for what you gotta pay in taxes. You know,
Yeah.
so, you know, these are important things that people plan.
And the 2 things I had to remember is that we're short on hay here. I travel a third of the state, and I talk to everybody else that travels the rest. You can find anything. We can put something with it to get by. And not cost an arm and a leg. So.
And, you know, it's gonna require different feeding setup maybe, you know,
Yeah.
some blending and, you know, tub grinder or mixing wagons or something.
He'll bag it and haul it to your farm.
He'll
Do
bag
that.
it.
Maybe he'll even feed it.
Well,
You
and
never know, right?
You never know.
And he'll have to do that
Yeah.
anyway. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? No matter what we need here,
Yeah.
protein is protein, and we're gonna have higher levels of protein than we've ever had before in regard to these calves.
Yeah.
You know, and what we're doing, because those, you know, those 300-pound calves, if you're weaning, they can require a higher protein.
Yes, sir.
You know, and
They don't have a rumen, so they need protein and feed them like a hog, basically.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. That's
The other interesting thing, and this happened, I think, after 2012, is how the breeding was on the calves, the heifers that were kept back, right? Because that heifer's in the belly right now, and it's not getting the protein and the energy that it needs, so it's not developing right. Well, then that makes their
abort, or
it'll abort. But then whenever it's a mama, it's not as good, right? You
Good
have
point.
breeding problems ahead of time. Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
a great point. And
So,
you know, that's one
no
thing.
one's thinking about that yet, but.
You know, we've been bucketing our, you know, feeding our second calf and our first calf heifers all summer. We just
Yeah.
quit
Yeah.
on the second calf,
Mhm.
you know, this week. But we've
Yeah.
been supplementing their grass.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, our second calf heifers that's our, you know.
Tough one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They just, their needs, you know
Yep.
what I'm saying, on that second calf heifer, if they're even got the genetics to do it,
Mhm.
you know, they might have the genetics, but you know, I love fescue, can't do without it, but it really doesn't supply enough nutrient for that second calf heifer to wean a 500-pound calf and then also get itself bred back. It just ain't there.
That's right.
And the future on it too. I mean, you know how hard it is if the calf or second calf heifer is run down to ever get her built back up again. It takes a lot. You know, if you can keep her where she's at least, then you can go forward with it.
That's the whole cow herd. I told somebody today, this is about like October, when everybody gets busy in the crop fields, they forget about their cows. Well, about November 15th, about deer season, they call you up and say, hey, my cow's skinny, what do I do? Well, it'd been a lot easier to keep them in shape and cheaper. So we can keep them in shape now for another, it's gonna rain. I mean, I don't know when, but
We'll get rain sooner or
my
later.
prediction is it'll rain.
I'm gonna hold you to it last week.
So.
You know, actually, it sprinkled here yesterday.
Did it?
You know, and
Yeah.
one of the farm boys we was out hauling some hay, you know, straw, in all honesty,
Yeah.
from a neighbor, because
Okay.
we feed that to the, you know,
The
we
fat.
still use the old Mormon,
Yeah.
you know, whole
Kelp
shell
corn
corn
and
and pellets and
pellets.
straw, you know, and
Yeah.
like it, but we was hauling some straw and putting it in there, and Luke went and said, well, I said, where are you going? And he said, I'm gonna go close my windows on a truck. I said, don't close that window! What are you doing? You know? It's not a good omen, you know, let it rain in there, you know?
Don't ruin, yeah.
So, but other things that you guys are experts at, without a doubt, is just the basics of what we're doing.
Yeah,
Water.
yeah.
Make sure that you got water, you know.
Which is also another source that's hard to find right now too, hearing that from a lot of guys, that we've never seen this pond this slow. So something to think about and keep an eye on.
It really is, and you know, we're blessed, and we're going to put more in, but we got some water lines
Yeah.
running,
Yeah.
fresh water, that makes the difference. But little things that can help better pasture utilization, believe this or
Exactly.
not, if you got water and cattle got to walk a far place, mineral is the next very important, reasonable cost thing that you can do. Keep the
Yes.
mineral nutrients
Yes.
out there, and you know, it goes a long, long way. Set that mineral way away from the water, okay? So those cows will go back there and eat that mineral and
Yeah.
eat the grass that's back there.
Yeah.
You know, it works.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
it absolutely
Move it
works,
around.
and you'll have better utilization of your grass,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and, you know, those things help, and don't pasture it too short.
Yeah.
Get
You can't
them
stress
cows-
that enough.
You can't
If it's
stress
as
that
slow as
enough.
this table, you won't have any grass until next spring. It cannot grow back. If you leave it,
Yeah,
6
3
inches
inches,
tall.
you know,
it'll grow back this fall.
to the water level there, whatever, you know.
you know.
But and that's hard to do. And
Yeah.
if you're not equipped for it, but it's still a workable, doable
Yeah.
situation. And
And everything might take it's gonna take a little more legwork than normal on hey, just dump them out to pasture, they got water there and walk away and, you know, it's
lot
gonna
of
take a
guys-
little legwork in
A
it.
lot of guys pin their cows up in the wintertime, feed them hay in one certain pasture, right? Well, do that before you mow
Yeah.
your pastures bare.
Yeah, because it will rain
Ruin
and
one
you'll,
pasture, not all of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And you know, depending on what the cows are, if you wean them calves off early and they're bred, you can skate pretty good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For a period of time there, if you're gonna calf in February, you know, you can get by with I'm gonna guess, I don't remember the numbers, guys, but maybe about half of the protein needs, you know what I'm saying, on them dry cows, right? Then you know, a cow lactating cow or something you're trying to get bred to.
yeah, cows
So-
need that protein that third trimester.
Yes.
So then that's going to be this fall, and well, by then hopefully we've had a couple hurricanes come through.
Yeah, or something or another, you know, or grass to let the water run.
Yeah.
But, you know, you talk about extra effort. It is extra effort. There is absolutely no doubt about it. I made a list this morning, you know what I'm saying, for Luke to go out and do. I just told you, we had pretty good grass behind Gracie's house. We run the electric fence, you know, for them. But I seen last night, because the water right there, it's not that far, but since the water right there, it was on the other field, and we didn't electric fence it right there. So guess where they are? They're eating that little short grass, you know what I'm saying? Because it, you know, they like the nip.
Yeah.
So I got to put a little electric fence up, you know what I'm saying? It won't take 30 minutes,
Yeah.
you know, but to keep them, just to get in the water in the woods, you know what I'm saying? And keep them off that young grass, because it's got to live too. And, you know, if we want some fall grass,
Yeah.
it's important.
There's gonna be a lot of that too, on maybe you're gonna be pasturing places that you've never pastured before, you know, thinking outside the box.
Well, we're going to talk about that, and you know, in 2018, people sowed some Sudex different things in their pastures because it grows faster than grass, right?
And they
And
did
then-
this year too, a lot of neighbors.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's an
Ain't coming up
opportunity.
too much though,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
they're gonna have to wait for a rain.
Yeah, yeah. And then what other alternative cover crops or things like that can we get a short crop of hay out of? So,
And you know, no tilling, and right now, most of this ground, that seed will lay there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Mike, you know more, you sell that stuff
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
I
there's
do.
A lot of Sudan, teff grass, things that grow quick, produce tonnage, and you can get multiple cuttings off of it. But yeah, we are gonna need some more moisture for that to happen, but sooner or later, optimistic that things will turn around a little bit, so.
This Sudan is phenomenally, if conditions are right.
Correct.
Phenomenally, I mean, productive.
Yeah.
I mean, how many cuttings you can get, and it's all better than first cutting fescue at 5 bale the acre.
And yeah, the tonnage is just unbelievable with it.
Yeah,
so.
you gotta be a little careful if you're really putting too much nitrogen on.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Correct.
that Sudan will hold that nitrogen, you can get some nitrate
Nitrate,
issues,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Correct.
Well,
But-
a lot of people wet bale now, so that helps.
Right.
Put it in seal.
But these guys can also take care of that. You can
Yeah,
test for that,
absolutely.
you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And
We got guys going to start chopping next week. Some of the sandier ground and bottoms in Augusta. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy. But that's the other thing. If it doesn't rain for 3 weeks, there'll be a lot of corn gets chopped or cut. So there'll be opportunities to get some forage. Not
What-
that we want to feed that, but
of course, exactly, but, you know, I mean, we hear a lot in here, you know, at the White Mule, because our customer base is
yeah.
pretty big, and, you know, they cover a big area, but I went to Herman and across to Rhineland this week, over the weekend, and I was kind of surprised because there's usually always a beautiful, beautiful crop along
Yeah.
the road down there. Not that they're not decent yet, but you can sure look at the stress on that corn. And so right here,
Yeah.
some of that corn is not going to produce what our yields are normal, by no means.
It's starting to tassel, you know, in Marthasville. And how does it work when it's tasseling 100 degrees and
30 mile an hour
tasseling?
wind.
Yeah.
It's-
Sucks it out.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting, but, okay, let's highlight again. July the 7th
July the 7th at the White Mule.
at the White
and
Mule here.
11:30 is when we're kind of planning on starting.
Carl will
Yeah,
be
for
here or
Carl will
not?
be here.
Yeah, I'll be here. Yeah.
Carl will be
Yeah.
here with a presentation, USDA will be here
Yeah,
with a
correct.
presentation. Mike will talk about, you know, the different things and,
And if
Yeah.
you can't make it to the meeting, be sure and stop by the store or call us.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have a lot of notes and can go over everything, because I know it's during the middle of the day. It's hard to find a time that it works for absolutely everybody, but don't hesitate to call, stop by. But there's options. Like I said, it might take a little bit more work, but there is options out there.
And one of the great things is just sitting down with your neighbors and friends.
Yeah.
They're in the same damn situation that you are.
You bet.
Maybe worse.
Just to hear it's the whole state. I mean, it's not a relief, but
Well,
it's
misery
let's
like
figure this
company,
out.
you know. I don't mean it that. You know what I'm saying. But there's ideas is the
That's
point.
right.
You're going to pick up. I guarantee you're going to pick up some great ideas.
Yeah.
You know, that will well be worth the trip. You know, to besides that, Gracie's cooking.
Yeah, so there'll be good food.
Always brings people in.
Not
And
that else, maybe
I guess Carl's buying, right?
Yeah, Carl.
All right. Double down.
Hopefully we're talking about how much rain we got then, and so
That's all over,
So we'd all
you
be
know.
tickled then. So.
We know that it won't be over. This
Yeah.
hay thing, if
It's
it
not
starts
gonna-
raining today,
It's
we're
not
still
gonna,
in.
Yep, it's
No.
not going to be an instant turnaround. Even if we
No.
did get a good shot of rain, it's going to take time. So
Gentlemen, I love this. Not that I like to dry,
Yeah.
but you know I like talking to.
Yeah.
You know, I like
You
talking.
talk
Carl.
farming or cattle. You got me.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And Mike, thanks for what you do.
Yeah.
And I know that both of you guys, because I've been there and done that, I know what you're going through right now. You feel it for your customers. You want to do the absolute best for them. You will do the best for them. But you feel it each and every day. You see the hurt. You know, you see the financial strain and stress that are on these, you know, people, and don't bring it home too much with you. You know,
Yeah,
we
right.
appreciate your concern, but you know, most of us will survive this. You know, and you know, it will all be experience to tell the grandkids about. But I really, really, really do appreciate what you guys do and the support you give agriculture and the customer base out here, because we love them people. You guys got the best damn job in the world, just so you know that. I don't know where you could go anywhere, and Gracie heard me say that how many times?
Yeah.
I don't know where you could go, okay, and have a more fulfilling opportunity to serve people than
Yeah.
sitting down at their
Talk with
dinner
them.
table or sitting down and strategizing on these things and how to keep this going.
That's right.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Mike.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys, and great to be with you. Gracie, you going to the fair, huh?
Not tonight, unless I can get off work.
You ain't getting off of work. We're gonna have to feed. We're gonna have to go out to help Luke this afternoon. I made a
I
long
can
list
do
for
that.
him, so again, will we be back before then? Yeah, we'll be back before next.
It'll be the day
It'll be
before.
Friday.
Because
So
Friday-
we'll highlight that again, but put on your calendar
Okay.
right now, the 7th at noon here at the White Mule, sponsored by Buford Ag and ADM and the USDA, and it'll be good. I promise you it'll be great, and God bless you. Next week,
MRPC.
MRPC, Merrimack Regional Planning, will be here, and we're going to talk about other things that will impact us. God bless you. Look, keep your family in your prayers, but also a little prayer out for, you know, God's listening. He knows that what we need, but a favorable shower would be really good. God bless you. We'll see you soon.
Fruits and vegetables and being more active. And then I got the family to make some changes too. We started by keeping a bowl of fresh fruit on the counter, and I limit the amount of sweet snacks I keep in the house. I've also found some creative ways to add more vegetables to our meals. We're taking more walks, and on the weekends, we head down to the pool at the rec center. It doesn't happen every day, but it does happen. You don't have to change your entire life to be healthier. Just make some simple changes and include your family. You'll see how easy and fun it can be.
You can make a difference. Eat smart, play hard. And when you do, your kids will too. A challenge from USDA.